An international manhunt has been launched for an alleged American hitwoman after a botched revenge killing.
Yes, 44-year-old Amy Betro from Chicago is accused of being hired by her father and son, Mohammed Aslam and Mohammed Nazir from Derby, to reportedly wipe out a rival family.
Quite incredible. The Derby duo have now been found guilty of conspiracy to murder at Birmingham Crown Court, but the search for the alleged assassin continues.
Joining us now is the former head of the National Counter-Terrorism Security Office, Chris Phillips. Chris, this seems like an extraordinary, unusual story, is it?
Yeah, well, very unusual in as much as she clearly wasn't a very good hitwoman, and the fact that so many countries are involved. You know, the US. She's come over from the US to do this. There are plenty of people in the UK, I'm sure, that would have taken this on. But it does just go to show the dangerous place our streets are becoming. And although this is 5 years ago, this is really quite worrying that we've got these things going on across the UK.
And she was disguising herself in a hijab.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a comedy film, isn't it? The simple fact is, anyone with a gun pointing it at someone is a really dangerous thing. And I think the police should be applauded for actually locating this and understanding exactly what's happened. It's obviously taken them a long time, and this case has taken a huge amount of time to come to justice. But of course, the hijab and wearing those kind of disguises, it is quite worrying in our streets, particularly if people are walking around with guns.
Not to be sexist, Chris, but she doesn't look like someone you'd expect to be an assassin.
No, I mean, if you watch films on the TV, on Netflix or whatever, she doesn't fill the criteria of being a top hitman. But clearly, I mean, I don't even really know yet. I don't think it's clear actually how she became selected or chose to do this. I mean, or her history. And I think that will become clearer if she does ever get arrested and come to justice.
Well, you mentioned it's a bit like a comedy film. I suppose some like it hijab. But really, when we come to things like this, how seriously should we take it? This could have been, had the gun not jammed, this could have been a lot less of a laughing matter, really.
Yeah, and people walking around with their guns. I mean, we've always thought the UK is pretty clear of guns. We don't have as much gun crime as other countries, but you know, this is just one more incident where a gun was involved and was able to get into the country. And I think, you know, we are moving in this country towards having to arm our police just to protect themselves when dealing with incidents across our country, particularly in our inner cities. And
Chris, how common are revenge killings now in the United Kingdom?
Well, I mean, you know, we've imported a lot of problems from across the world. It's not just revenge killings; it's inter-family killings, and unfortunately, they're a growing trend that we've had over the last 10, 15 years, and I don't see it going away. I think these are the sort of things that we're going to have to deal with, and we're going to have to ask our police to deal with, and that's why maybe we need to start arming them full time.
But hang on, is this an input or an output problem? Of course, policing them, trying to stop them, wouldn't it be better to sort of, I don't know, deliver a cultural change so that people don't feel like they have to deliver these honour family killings
How do you do that,
in the first place?
Yeah, you're quite right, and we'd love to be able to do that. I think the trouble is violence and really hard violence with drug gangs and things, and gangland. Children, even across our cities, are growing to such an extent that we need to take quite draconian measures to stop that from happening. And you know, giving the police the protection that they need to deal with it is just one of those things.